Hi, I want to talk a little more about my relationship with my father. It was pretty good on the whole. He always loved me. I always knew that, and I think he always knew that I loved him. We were very different. Um, he always supported me. I never wanted for anything. I never really worried about that. I did feel, I thought that he was supposed to pay for all of my college. That's what my mother told me. She said that it was in the divorce decree. He said that it wasn't, and he didn't pay for it. So I took out huge loans, a lot of money, but I paid them all back. So I don't know. I never saw the papers, so I don't know if he was supposed to pay for my college education. I don't know. But he always supported me when I really needed it financially. He had a very difficult time with me being gay, I think. He didn't like it. Um, when I came out, he's one of the family members, that, okay, fine, don't talk about it. He never said that to me, but whenever I said anything about being gay, he and his wife Darla just shut down, just totally turned me off. So there was that. But I always knew he loved me, and I think he knew that I loved him too. When I went to France, I got a job in high school to pay for money to go to France, and he gave me there was the incident when I was a child where he said, when you start to think about doing things with men, don't, and then he got all funny, but I didn't understand. But when I went to France, I was in high school, and he gave me a credit card and gave me an address and a phone number in Paris where I was going to a whorehouse, and said, that you go there and that they will take care of you. They deal with many a young man that wants to, lose his virginity. He didn't say it that way, but and the madam can provide you. She's dealt with this kind of thing all the time. She can provide you with whatever you need, whatever you want, and I won't know. It won't appear on the credit card. So he did know. And I know that there are probably a lot of people that say, oh my God, he was, how 18th century and 19th century, he's sending his son off to an older whore to lose his virginity. But to me, it was a gift. I mean, I don't think anybody ever did anything like that for him. He gave me this credit card that had a limited amount on it, if I remember correctly. I think it was an American Express. And he told me whatever I wanted, and he wouldn't know, so I wouldn't feel shame. I wouldn't have to worry about it. But and I know that a lot of people would think that that's bad, but to me, it showed that he loved me, that whatever I needed, he wanted me to grow in that way, and to move, to start forward in sex. And he and I always were missing each other all through life. One day we were in his new car, and he turned on the radio and he said, oh, this and this and this about the hit parade, whatever we were. It was like KIOA or something back then. I don't remember, here in Des Moines. And he started talking about the songs, and I'd stopped listening. I used to listen to it, but I'd discovered by then that I loved classical music. So I didn't know what he was talking about, and I didn't want to listen to that kind of music. And I told him how much I was enjoying classical music, and we just looked at each other for a second. It's like, okay, this isn't going to happen for us. We're not going to be able to bond over music. He often did things that taunted me, like once when I was living in Chicago, he helped his wife Darla get into the car, and he closed the door on her. And as he walked around the car, he said, "Now, Jamie, I suppose in sometime soon you'll bring a young man home," and something like that. And so I didn't say any. I don't remember quite how it worked out, but I didn't say anything. And but I thought that he understood that. And so that when it happened for me, when I fell in love, I could. I didn't expect a wedding or anything, if that was the late 80s or anything like that, but that there wasn't going to be a problem from him. But then sometime later I was at home and he said, "Now when are you going to have a girlfriend? Do you need me to get you some girls?" Just, so running hot and cold with me. And he had this good relationship with all of my siblings. Well, not my brother Sean. He was kind of more abusive to him than he was to me, but I don't know why. But he was very good with Molly and Kurt. And after Sean was gone, and even before, I could see the good relationship he had with Molly and Kurt. They gave him grandchildren, which is something I couldn't do. And he'd instilled that into me, that I was to name, have my firstborn son be Richard James Eldridge IV, and I didn't do that, so couldn't do that. But he was always there for me financially. That's how he showed me his love. Whenever I was really in a tight bind, he always came through for me. Always, all through my life. And there was some trouble later in my life, but like when he would come to college or come to graduate school, he would always take the friends that I asked him to out to dinner, because we were in college, and then we were actors and not being paid well because we're actors. And so he was always generous with his finances. We always knew we loved each other. I just wished, it was just difficult for him. It was his generation. It's not something that he could be comfortable with. So, but I do know he loved me, and he was always there for me financially. And I am grateful for that. And there are days when I miss him very much, not just for his checkbook, but because of the goofy things, especially when I was a little boy. I just worshipped him. He was my dad. I just wanted to be him. But he's gone now, and we had what we had. And if you're listening, Dad, I miss you, and I love you.